It is Thursday evening. I am Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. It looks like everything's taken care of here for being on Twitch and YouTube. And if you are just tuning in to join us, again, thanks for stopping on by. Please give a look-see to our other social media channels if you haven't done so already on there. You can find me on all of these locations out there. If you'd like a game of chess, you can go to chess.com or lichess.org if you'd like to look me up there and have a game. We are seeing a kind of a lull in the activity for tonight when it comes to showers and thunderstorms. We're not done with the rainfall, but it looks like we will be catching a little bit of a break as we go into around the area of this weekend. So that's good news if you have any plans for outdoor activities. We'll have more on that coming up. Again, a little bit more on there for later on, so we'll talk more about that here in just a little while. In the meantime, if you have any plans for outdoors, you should go ahead and keep them into around Friday and Saturday. Could be a little iffy there. The Cornbread Festival coming up in South Pittsburgh. Again, might need some rain protection for that. We'll keep you updated on all of that. If you got questions, please drop them into the stream chat function for Twitch, and also, again, on the chat function on YouTube. We are live on News 12's YouTube page right now. Hopefully one of these days we might get back into doing live functions on Facebook if Mr. Zuckerberg's bots will actually let me, but we'll see what exactly that entails a little bit later on. Taking a look at the radar, we don't have much happening at this time. The showers and thunderstorms over the last several hours that came up from Georgia and Alabama made their way across Chattanooga and Hamilton County, and then made its way back over to the east, and then basically moved up toward Knoxville and dwindled. This is where we're coming from tonight, the News 12 viewing area: southeast Tennessee, western North Carolina, north central northwest Georgia, and northeast Alabama, and Chattanooga, Tennessee, right there in the middle of it. So if you're in this area, welcome to the show. If you're out of this area and just tuning in for the first time, welcome to the show. We're going to be a little shortened on time tonight. It is almost 9:45 Eastern time, so we will be kind of dropping off a little bit quicker as we have some recordings for the weekend that need to be made before Friday. So Thursday night, that's when the studio gets a little bit busy. So we'll try to wrap things up here in about the next 15 minutes or so, but we'll give you a good idea as to what's going on. Now, back to the west of us, we have a line of showers for the most part. I'm not seeing anything in there that indicates any lightning strikes happening. We could see again the potential of some more lightning taking place a little bit later on tonight, but I'm not seeing anything showing up directly here. We could be looking at more potential of that later on. So all of this is moving up across northeast Alabama and then into the Chattanooga, Hamilton County area. So more potential of rainfall across the area tonight. Again, that is where we could see some slowdowns if you are traveling anywhere across the area. Let's take a look and see what's going on out there. Downtown Chattanooga, looking off toward Lookout Mountain, but kind of shrouded where the fog is concerned. And it's a good possibility that we may see some pretty good amounts of fog forming again later on tonight. So if you have to travel early in the morning, you may run into some problems with that, so please use caution. You can kind of hard to see with the lights off. The footbridge lights are off because of the major construction repairs going on, but Coolidge Park and the underside of the bridge back down and over the North Shore lit up nicely. Looking to the southwest, Raccoon Mountain, you could see it off in the distance, but we've got, again, a lot of haze and fog out there. That's the Speedy's Total Car Care camera on the EPB Fiber Optics WeatherCam network. News 12 Studios Patriot Concrete camera looking west across Broad Street. The 7-Eleven, brand new built over there, and some of the lights of Lookout Mountain are visible, but again, you can kind of just barely see that fog drifting in across the north flank of Lookout Mountain, and more potential of that throughout the night. Light rain, and also, again, considering the possibility of more in the way of thunderstorms overnight. Good visibility for now at 2475 Junction. just north of the Georgia-Tennessee line. Traffic is moving along. Roadways are damp, not really too much in the way of wet conditions. But if you're traveling tonight, again, slowing it down, avoiding the possibility of hydroplaning. If you've never done that before, number one, good. Number two, don't ever let it happen to you. Slow it down when you're going through any very heavy amounts or even light amounts of rainfall. If you go too quickly, the less of your tire surface that are in contact with the roadway surface, because you're going so fast, the spin of the tires, again, going so quickly, you don't have as much traction or friction to keep you on the roadways. And if that water gets in between the ground and your tire, that could send you spinning off into the ditch or into another car, and that means you've got a lot of long, boring conversations with your insurance agent. So please slow it down out there, especially in the morning when it's misty, foggy, a lot of humidity, and also, again, with temperatures. The recipe is there. Fairly cool temperatures, high amounts of humidity, and light to calm winds. That is a perfect recipe for fog, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing again for later on tonight. So that potential will exist into overnight as well. The rain chances were pretty much over with for the most part when everything moved out of the picture. However, that did have an effect on the baseball scene for tonight. Again, the game was going to go on at 7:15. Downtown Chattanooga hometown Lookouts versus the visiting Columbus Clingstones. There was so much rain that the grounds of the baseball stadium at AT&T Field were so soggy that it was not conducive to baseball tonight. So tonight's game, Thursday night's game, was postponed. The game will be part of a doubleheader coming up this weekend on Saturday. So if you'd like to attend that, again, iffy on the chances of those games getting in with more rainfall. And I'm sorry to say that we may see the exact same possibility tomorrow into Friday for Friday night's matchup with these two teams going on. So definitely want to pay attention to social media, and we'll keep you updated on what the potential is of that happening once again. But if you had tickets for tonight, you can use them on Saturday, and hopefully the weather will cooperate, hopefully getting out of the way by the time we get into that doubleheader coming up. We don't have, again, a lot happening. We have that lull taking place for right now, that line of showers and thunderstorms off to the west and southwest of us. Another storm system is on its way through. This one also turning stationary, so this is going to kind of wobble its way down our direction and make its way into the area, hoping to increase the chances of showers and thunderstorms. Then, after that, well up to our north, and I mean way up toward western Hudson Bay, drier, cooler air coming down, and that's going to help to curtail the chances of showers and thunderstorms out there going into the weekend. How about severe weather for tonight? We're not seeing any potential of that. The key up here, the legend, again, we have 5 different levels of severe weather. Lowest is marginal. That's not showing up here. We are seeing a bunch of it back toward Kansas, Oklahoma, southeast Colorado, Texas, into that area. That is where we're looking at the worst potential of any severe weather tonight into Friday morning. But for the most part, outside of some generic thunderstorms, which again, no severe weather, just thunderstorms, and expecting right now non-severe thunderstorms out there as well. For Friday, likewise, just generic thunderstorms out there. This is kind of interesting, though. Watch this area up here, and you'll see as we go from Friday into Saturday, the chances of thunderstorms really start to cut out as the drier air makes its way in from the north, and that will continue to make its way down to the south, so that we see less and less in the way of showers and thunderstorms coming up on the latter half of the weekend. So we will see better chances of showers and thunderstorms all the way through the course of the next couple of days. Yes, we've gotten quite a lot out there over the last few days. We haven't really received anything in the way of major gully washers taking place. Today's total, we got actually less than an inch of precipitation at the airport, the official recording station for Chattanooga. Now that put us in a 2/3 of an inch surplus for April, and we are still about an inch down for the area around 2025. So we do see the need for about as much rain today as we had to get us up back over into the positive category. 68, the high temperature, about 8 degrees below our normal for the day, so it was decently cool-ish across the area, and low temperatures this morning well above our normal low of 52. So yes, we did pick up some rainfall out there. Didn't get quite as much as we could possibly use. It would have been nice to actually get some more out there just to kind of keep things calm and pleasant, but we'll see how well that turns out in the next few days. So from postdoc to kindergarten, no matter where you, the students, the teachers, the administrators are going, you're probably going to have to deal with more potential of showers and thunderstorms again. Not so much in the way of thunder toward the morning hours, but then more potential of thunderstorms going into and around Friday early to mid and late afternoon. And again, that is where we could see the worst potential out there of thunderstorms. Highs in the high 70s, just above normal for this time of the year. If we get enough sunshine to happen between the clouds, we may see some 80s out there, but mainly looking at 70s, I think. So it will be stair-stepping upwards on the temperatures a little bit tomorrow. Not by much, but it'll be warm enough out there to be noticed. No question about that. Our camera from Island Cove Marina and Resort looking out to the west across the waters of Lake Chickamauga. And you can just kind of barely see a little bit of some fog starting to form on the waters. It's not much, but it is just noticeable in parts of the quieter areas out there. Sky shine from Chattanooga and the rest of Hamilton County back off in the distance there. More chances of showers and thunderstorms. Arbor Day, maybe not the best time for going out and planting a tree, but Sunday, getting rid of the rain and the thunderstorms, that will work much nicer. Now with more sunshine Sunday through early Wednesday, temperatures will head upwards into the high 80s, so we will be looking for the potential of a lot warmer conditions. Now, doesn't look like we're going to make 90 this time around as we go from April into May. But we do see, again, that potential of some very warm conditions out there. Thursday next, that's May Day. So losing the month of April and going into May, temperatures will be toasty, but cooling off just a bit as more. And again, if you have outdoor activities, more showers and thunderstorms pop up again across much of the region. So that is going to be another thing to take a look at out there for planning purposes. A lot of schools having field day, coming close to the end of school. We're getting close to graduation season. It's going to be, again, something imperative to keep an eye on what's going on with the weather across much of the region when it comes to those outdoor celebrations and activities. So definitely want to stay tuned to News 12, and we'll keep you advised on all that. I'm going to take 1 second here, and while we have a couple more minutes before we have to sign off on this, I'm going to take our camera at Island Cove and pan back around just a little bit more, and right there, center portion of your screen, you're easily able to see it now. Not quite so much in the foreground, but you can see again that little bit of haze out there, and then way back off to where the houses are, away from the marina. That right there is what we may have to deal with, looking at decent amounts of fog coming up, possible into the overnight hours. So please use caution out there as we look for more of that. You can see the headlights from cars passing on through there, definitely getting thicker, and probably, again, will be a problem into very early in the morning. So we'll have updates on that with Chip Chapman, so stay tuned for more on that as we look ahead into the next couple of days on there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some extracurricular activity. Thank you very much, Frankie Fuller, News 12 viewer from Chattanooga on East Brainerd area, and a nice sunset. We've done sunrises the last couple of days, but this time around we did a nice sunset with the colors reflected off of the underside of the cloud cover as the sun sank. When you get everything lined up, the sun below the horizon, the clouds reflecting the rays of energy from the sun coming through at just the right angle and intensity, it really lines up for a beautiful weather portrait. So Mr. Fuller or Ms. Fuller, depending on which Frankie it is, thank you very much for your weather picture of the day. If you've got weather pictures, here's what you do. Send them in to us at pictures@wdef.com. You can drop them to our social media pages, or you can go to wdef.com/photos. You can drop your pictures off there, or you can take a look at all the other pictures that are being featured in the News 12 Weather Window Langley Roofing sponsored picture of the day. So thanks to everybody for sending in some great pictures out there. It's been great to see a lot of that activity going on. All right, so taking a look at, if I can get this window to agree with me, our roofquotes.com weather question of the day. That's available at wdef.com/vote now. If you'd like to chime in on this one, well, this poll is closed, but we'll have another one coming up at midnight tonight about the NOAA Ocean Explorer ship Okeanos and their visit to one of the places where a aircraft carrier went down in World War II. Fascinating. That'll come up at midnight later on. Question of the day: if you are an opacarophile, we've been doing a lot of phobias lately, weather fear. So if you're a phile, you're a fan of something. This one, again, if you're an apocarophile, you are a fan of this time of day: sunrise, high noon, great movie, by the way, or sunset. And 91% of you, and Kay Blevins, our anchor for the evening show, chose sunset. And that is true. You enjoy the end of the day, the peaceful feeling that goes with sunset. Again, if that is your case, if you enjoy that, you are an opacarophile. That's our roofquotes.com weather question of the day. And thanks to roofquotes.com for being our sponsor for this section. If you'd like to be a sponsor for some of our pages, talk to our sales staff. You can get there at wdef.com/advertise if you want to know more. We are coming up on the end of the Weather 101 semester season, and there's still a few more weeks after what you see here on the screen, but we want to let everybody know about this because this is an absolutely cool thing to have to make certain that you see that NOAA is engaged in weather education, and this is, again, a really great opportunity to learn more about what's going on with the weather situation. Coming up on Monday, they're done for the week, but next Monday morning, the question, the idea about what goes on when you go to the beach. These can be deadly if you are in the wrong place at the wrong time. You've been swimming for a long period of time. You're tired. They're called rip currents, to where a lot of water builds up along the beach, and that water's got to go someplace. Now, standing on the beach, it's kind of hard to look out over the surf and see these things. If you look at them from up high, you'll see this strip of water, very dark, as that water surges out and under. It's called a rip current. And again, those can be deadly if you don't know how to behave on that. And pretty much any beach in the world can be subject to rip currents. So if you'd like to see this, 10 o'clock Central Time, Monday morning, all about rip currents, courtesy of the National Weather Service in Nashville. You can join in at weather.gov/OHX. That's the National Weather Service's three-letter identifier on the web. If you'd like more details about the program, go to wdef.com/weather and scroll down beneath the forecast for more on that. Again, plenty more coming up later on. If you want to ask questions, you'll need a microphone and a speaker to be able to communicate and hear, if at all possible. But still, lots of topics coming up over the next several days and weeks. So a good opportunity, again, to learn more about weather. It's not just for scientists. You can get a whole bunch of really neat information on there. So plan on tuning in for more on that. That should do it for tonight. I think we are about ready to do some recordings here, at least almost. So I'm going to go ahead and shut things down for now. It's just about 10 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll be busy in the studio here for just a little bit. Questions, concerns, ideas, complaints, if you absolutely must, email address at the bottom of the screen, aonek@wdef.com. And again, you can find out more at our website down beneath everything there on the page at wdef.com/weather. You can find me on all of these websites social media pages as well. So tune in for more again on that. Would be glad to have you along. And again, thanks for tuning in for more tonight. Chip's got more in your forecast in the morning. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek on Thursday night's Weather Overtime. More tonight on News 12 at 11, and we'll have another forecast for you coming up tomorrow. So stay tuned for more with News 12 on air and online.